So I'm just going to talk a little bit about whether we have a choice in this life. When I was a Christian, they talked about predestination a lot and different things like that. And when we look at the light and the dark and what's going on in the world today and what's gone on in the past, they say there's nothing new under the sun. And yeah, we're in a time that many people have spoken about. We're cyclical in what is going on, and so we have information available to us. There is knowledge passed down, but there is also information that goes beyond this, where you can only get it with awareness, consciousness, being connected with Source. And so I'm going to take just a little bit of time to talk about my beliefs and what I've experienced growing up and where I am right now, and maybe it'll help some of you, and maybe you can relate to what I'm about to say. All right, I'll be right back. So I'm just going to share something I haven't talked to anyone about, and that is when I was a child and I was reading the scriptures, I used to actually feel pretty sorry for Judas Iscariot and like Satan, and I used to ponder and wonder, why did they have to go down that path? Why was their lives predestined in this way? When Judas Iscariot was sorry and threw the silver pieces back to the Pharisees and all that, why did his life have to end with suicide? And why couldn't Satan turn around and be more of the light? And as I have continued on this path and my journey to where I am today, and I have been unlearning so many lies and realizing there's so much I don't know. All of us really don't know a whole lot. It's important for us to clean up our bodies in any way that we can, anything we can do to raise our vibrations, to start to align with our life purpose and what we're here to do with the light forces instead of the dark forces that we've been taught to align with. So eating healthy and getting exercise when our lymphatic systems are properly working, doing yoga and stretching, releasing any tension that is within our bodies, and getting plenty of sleep, drinking clean water, making sure we are careful about the things we use in our homes, on our bodies, and also what we watch and listen to and what we speak. Everything is so important in this walk. And when we start to raise up our vibrations by becoming more healthy, we have that connection strengthened, and we are able to see things more clearly. It's like the veil is lifted. It's a back door in. I'm not saying it's the only way, but there seems to be a lot of things in the way of people's journeys, and maybe this is a certain initiation for certain people who have struggled with food or self-discipline and stuff like that. And I will speak for myself. This has been an issue for me, and so I think it's opening my eyes and it's helping me, and I see so much just hardship in people's lives, in my own family's lives, and just being in the system. And now as a CPS mom who's had her 5 little ones unlawfully taken, and different people in my life who in my husband's life who use the system in such a way to just fulfill their own agendas, but I know there's more than meets the eye. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. And when I talked about the light and the darkness in the last video, it was in the time of my darkest moments, the dark night of the soul, the dark night of the ego, I like to say, but a lot of people know it as the dark night of the soul. I started to seek more and more, and I started to see I needed to do something different. And it was at that time when I felt like I had nothing left, when everything was getting stripped away from me, that I had to start to look within. And I was led to this message that the keys are within. And, I fully believe that the darkness is there to help us and grow us. And it's all about perspective, how we look at things. And if we I think that, Dr. Morris was talking about, if we keep seeing those hard times in our lives as the negative, then we won't ever climb out of that darkness. We have to have a different perspective and to shift out of that to see, no, this is growing me, and I can now choose a different path. And I've learned this life lesson that I came here to learn, and I can help others by sharing my experiences. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that, because if we start to see our lives and what's going on, pull back as the observer and be able to change our perspectives. It's really hard as a CPS mom or dad who has had their little ones taken to see this. And I think that that's why we shine our light on the darkness, because we can expose what is going on, and that helps to awaken people as well. But there is a reason for all of this going on. And so when I was little, I had no clue about what was going on. And now as I'm growing up, I see that the light and darkness is all around us. It's within each of us. It's about which one we choose to align with, because, it is in each of us. And so you can see where people are feeding more of the light and people are feeding more of the darkness. And I don't know if there is a point where you can't go back. If you go so far into the darkness, and some people say you sell your soul, there's different thoughts on that, and I just don't have that information. But I know for myself that I want to be aligning with the light, and I want to be walking down that path. And so if we choose that every moment of every day, don't be in guilt, don't be in these lower vibrations of anger, resentment, worry, fear, all of these things. These are all distractions to keep us bound. We can raise up and, listen to families around us having fun and out and not being bound. So we can do that. And I think that it is So it got a little bit loud because there are families out and they're enjoying the nature, and I'm so glad to be hearing that and seeing it. And I think are a lot of people waking up, and I right now am also seeing the other side where people don't want to see it and are sticking their heads further in the sand. And it's, I think, especially hard for the older generations who have been used to things being what they are. And there's another group who has been awakening to a lot of the corruption because they've experienced those hardships, and so they're able to see more clearly what's going on. Got some mosquitoes coming out, but I just want you guys to continue to shine your lights and to know that you're not alone, and share your story. That's going to help to support others. And, who knows, this isn't about convincing others or trying to make anyone believe what you believe, but in sharing your story, it might, spark something within someone that will help them. It's planting a seed that will be watered by others who come along. And so that's all we can do. We don't have to worry about everything that's going on. Instead, let's trust. Let's trust that things are going to work out, and do our parts to shine our lights and to be the love, to be source, to be the divinity that we are. I love you guys. Embrace the light if that's what you choose. And if you embrace the darkness, that is a choice. And I would say to anyone who is in that place, who doesn't feel like they can raise up, start to eat healthier. Start to, there's that anger sometimes that can just take us to a place when our little ones have been kidnapped from us, and we feel like just giving up, or, harming someone else, or ending our lives. I've seen so much out there and have experienced mixed emotions about things along my journey. Embrace the light, and the light will help you. It will help you on your journey. And our families need this. The light will win, and we are this divine light. So I just wanted to encourage you guys. I love you. I love all of you. And our families need us as one today. Namaste.